So BDC, has anyone heard of BDC? Or okay, good. Have you heard of BDC? Okay, so you're familiar, good. So we're a development bank, so that positions us really uniquely within the financing market in Canada. So what we do is one thing, we help support small business. That's all we do. That's the one client profile that we have. We've been doing it for 65 years, so we're pretty good at it by now. We've been doing it for Aboriginal entrepreneurs specifically, like understanding access to capital and putting things in place to help support Aboriginal entrepreneurs for about 13 years with a few different developments, and I can go through those, share those with you. But what we want to talk about today is when you're preparing and going to meet a banker to seek financing, you know, what does that involve? How can you best set that up for yourself so that you understand what they're looking for, so you can make it very easy for them to say yes to you. If you have no idea what you'll be asked, you may, you know, it just delays that process. You may not be ready. You may have to go back and revise your business plan, and all of that is just time and some wasted opportunities. Professional advice. There's lots of advice out there on running an operating business, expanding. We've heard a couple of mentions of the community grant, Aboriginal Association, or a community active association, or different grants from your home community that possibly you could access. I know that, just as an example, with our Aboriginal financial institutions here in Ontario, they also provide the counseling services. So that would be one to talk out those ideas. How do I get started? Do you know where I can apply for grants? They have that whole wealth of information. So that's a really valuable resource to draw upon, especially if they aren't charging, right? That's part of the services that they provide. So there's lots when you're going to talk about your banker about financing, what that looks like. It's not just about the interest rate, it's about the amortization period, and it's about the terms, it's about flexible, fixed rate, like it just becoming knowledgeable about all of that terminology. So that's something that you can include in your business plan of, okay, now that I'm looking at how much profits I'm generating and how much money I need to go to the next level, I want to be really aware of how much my business can afford to borrow so that I can pay back and not interrupt my business cash flow operations, right? So it's really, really important that you take a look at that. And that's one of the things, you know, as you do it the one time, it's one of those things you constantly revise and review and look at, and are you hitting what you thought you would, and are you making what you thought you would, are your expenses in line what you thought they would be, or has something else changed and happened, like your business is now changed in a whole new way. There's one that we have developed specifically for Aboriginal entrepreneurs, and because it was designed just to help increase access to capital. This is a flexible term loan, so $25,000 for a new business. So I condensed it down to 20 or so slides, but it's based on BDC's Demystify Your Banker Guide, which is 32 pages long, and it's available on our website. But I would suggest that you read through that guide and go right to the parts that you feel more appropriate than others, especially if you haven't seen a cash flow forecast, if you haven't done one. On our website, at our external websites, just bdc.ca, there's a sample business plan and a business plan template, and a complete sample of a cash flow forecast and a template for a cash flow forecast. So you can take a look at both of those. That's definitely one of the pieces of information we would ask for is, can we see your cash flow forecast? Do you have a business plan? Do you have, in your business plan, we would go to financials. Do you have your income statement and your balance sheet? And what do you need from us? So you've already come to us with a figure of, I need this amount of money, whatever it is, and I'm interested in what you have to offer in that price range and in this kind of a payback schedule. So that really means that you've already looked at how much your business can afford to pay back on a monthly basis. Now BDC, because we're there as a development bank, we can do other things that are provide us more flexibility than maybe some of the other chartered institutions, such as foregoing principal postponements. Just pay interest only for 12 months. If that's what is necessary to help the business keep going and get to that next stage of development. And that's why we're there as a development bank. It just offers us that flexibility to partner with the other financial institutions. So.